Hey fellow Brick fanatics, DJ Bricks here, back for another review, and today I have a LEGO Harry Potter 2021 set. It is the Advent Calendar for this year. It is set number 76390. It comes with 274 pieces. It's recommended for building ages 7 and up, and retails here in the US for $40. Going to do a little bit different from my usual style of reviews. We're going to go over the box first because it's pretty important, and then we're going to get into each individual day. I'm going to review the whole thing here, and I will put chapter times in the description so you can skip around to the different days if you don't want to be spoiled all in one go, or if you just want to follow along. But getting into the box here, front of the package, you can see you got the standard LEGO Harry Potter logo, the Wizarding World, the set specs on the side. You got the Advent Calendar on the bottom there, along with the 24 in the other corner, letting you know you get 24 individual builds for each of the days. And then the front of the box is very nicely done. I like it a lot. You got some Hogwarts stuff in the background. You got a Christmas tree. You got some of the builds for the set just shown on the front of the box here with some of the figures. Top of the box you have Harry sporting the actual size reference, and then you have this to from, just in case you wanted to gift this to somebody instead of, just buying it for yourself. Back of the box has just like a display showing you how Advent calendars generally work, along with showing off that there's some type of game board thing going on here with it, as well as an advertisement for a play feature with one of the builds and the collectible wizard cards. But the way Advent calendars work is this back part of the box just comes down here like this, and then you have all the days for the Christmas season just randomly strewn about. With this year we get a nice little shot of Hogwarts at Christmas time, which is really nice. And then the bottom play mat, if you will, actually recommends you cut it this time, and then it's some type of board game that in each day of the Advent calendar builds something different. I'm guessing Harry's journey to Hogwarts, along with a little thing about how to play the actual game. But you just get into this, you go in day by day. So you find, say, day number 1 here, punch it in, and you open it up, and we get signed for Privet Drive for the first day. But again, I'm just going to go in each day here and review it one by one. I'm not going to open up each individual door for each day, but I am going to review everything. So for day 1 of the Advent calendar, we get this little Privet Drive signage. It's a pretty simple build. Goes together really nicely. You do get one of the Harry Potter letters that we got in 2018 on top there, and then you get a nice printed sign for Privet Drive. That's nice because we didn't get that in the actual big Privet Drive set, but this is supposed to be like a bright white, and it's kind of faded on mine, so that's a bad QC issue right there. But that does it for day 1. So for day 2, of course, we get Harry Potter. No surprise there. This is a figure controversy because that torso came in the big Diagon Alley set, which a lot of people think that should have stayed exclusive, but I like it because this is an outfit he wore for like the first half of the movie, and it's good to get it into hands who couldn't afford that big set. You get some nice back torso printing, some dark tan legs, same hair and head that we've been getting since 2018 for child Harry, but that does it for day 2. So this is going to be the first of the combined days where multiple days build up one single build. So this is going to be days 3 and 4. So if you don't want to get spoiled for day 4, just come back and watch both days. But pretty much day 3 and day 4 gets us this nice little fireplace where Day 3 builds the main build of the fireplace, and then day 4 just adds like the shovel, the broom, and the Christmas wreath, which is, for simple parts, is done really nicely. This whole build is just built studs knot on top, snot style, and then you just turn it upright, which I really like. Pretty much what this is recreating is the flood of letters out of the fireplace. So in the back here you get 3 letters, and then you lift up this black tail piece, and the letters can just come flying out. This part on the instructions isn't really explained, but you can pretty much figure out by just figuring it out. But it does look nice, and it looks really nice. Again, that is for days 3 and 4. And for day 5 of the Advent calendar, we get this nice little built-up box, and inside we get the birthday cake that Hagrid made for Harry, which is really nice. I never thought we would get this represented in Lego outside of CMF series, but I really appreciate us getting that in this Advent calendar, and it's really nicely done. You can kind of pose the cover however you want, but that is a really good inclusion for an Advent calendar for day 5. Alright, so day 6 brings us another figure, Dudley, to go along with that birthday cake from the previous day. This is his pajama look when he's trying to feed on the cake at that rock in the sea. You get a nice torso print for the pajamas, along with Dudley's obesity. His head and his hair are reused from the Privet Drive set, which is nice. It was a good likeness to begin with, so I'm glad it's reused here. The short legs are actually semi-exclusive to the set. They only appear in like a few other sets, but it is a nice color to get them in. And this back torso print, as you can see, it's just the back of the pajamas, along with that nice pigtail that Hagrid gives them for trying to eat Harry's cake. And then again, it's the same head, so you get that nice double-sided head, which that scared face works really well here too, as well as what it was originally used for. So the build for day number 7 is this little signage for the Leaky Cauldron. First time we're getting representation for that pub in Lego form, so it is very nice. It's fairly simple build, again, like most of these Advent calendar builds, but you do get that nice printed sign for the Leaky Cauldron. I can definitely see some use for that outside of the Advent calendar. So that pretty good standard quick build for day number 7. Day number 8 brings us this little table build for inside the Leaky Cauldron. It's again fairly simple build, only a handful of pieces. You do get a bottle and 2 mugs here in a silver, which is really nice because that came in the CMF series earlier this year for that, and it's a new color for that. So again, it's really nice getting that in another set and a cheaper way to get it. So for day number 9, it's the passage behind Leaky Cauldron into Diagon Alley. It's pretty much 2 stone builds. They're exactly identical. But you pretty much just flip them upside down. They make this nice wall facade thing. which is really nice. And then you just pull them apart to reveal Diagon Alley. So that is pretty nice for a build. So going over the next build, fairly standard here. It's meant to be the Gringotts clerk desk that Harry and Hagrid go up to. It's fairly simple in its build. Does use a nice couple of techniques here with the amount of pieces. You do have some nice of the ornate pieces used here for the bottom here. You get a nice little place for a main figure to stand, and then you get a nice little build for the light on the desk there with a couple pieces being used really effectively. So that does it for day number 10. Next figure up for day number 11, we get Griphook, and he is different from the CMF series. Pretty much they give him a gold key, and then the outfit he has is not exclusive. It's that Ollivander torso that we got in the Diagon Alley set, which kind of is being reused a lot lately for a couple other figures, which isn't darn shame, but his hairpiece is reused from that figure as well. But the head is new. The head actually is different, and it's double-sided, just to represent Griphook in an earlier movie, but pretty nice figure. So day 12 is a build for the little tram system that the Gringotts goblins use to take customers to their vault. It's a fairly simple build, fairly easy. It does utilize some nice techniques here and some nice part usage, but you do get 2 little studs here, and that's just so you can attach figures to it if you want to play. If you want to play like that, you can put 2 figures here. Just they have to be like short figures, so it does work, but it is very nice. But that does it for day number 12. So this is going to be another one of those combined days where they usually take 2 separate days into one big build. Day number 13, which builds the vault door here, and then day 14, which is the inside with all the gold in it. And this is pretty much just supposed to be Harry's vault at Gringotts. It's very nicely constructed too. I did like how they use this shelf piece just to stabilize the build from it falling over, which I think is really nice. The door is actually really nicely constructed with how few pieces they use there. Really nicely done. And then you just get all this gold pieces here, which very accurately represents Harry's vault. So it's a very good build, split up over 2 days. So that does it for those couple of days. And next few builds is 3 days worth of builds. So it's going to be for the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. Day number 15 just gets you this book here with, it's got nothing in it. It's just supposed to be a random book. It does, and you get the nice little wand box here, which does have a random brown wand in it, which is nice. And that's it for day 15. Day 16 gets you a bunch of other stuff, or gets you a Hedwig here. It gets you this nice printed tile for platform 9 3/4, which is our first time getting representation of that ticket. And you also get Chocolate Frog on that day, and you get a Chocolate Frog card, which is random. And for me, I got Madame Maxine. I believe I've already gotten her once, so kind of sucky repeat, but it is what it is. And then on day 17, you build this nice little trolley to get on platform 9 3/4. So it's a good couple of builds for a couple of days. And it does work, but alright, so day 18 brings us another figure. We get Ron Weasley in his sorting robes attire, which is our first final update to that torso since 2001. It's the same Ron head and hair we've been getting since the beginning of the line with his dual expressions there. You get some nice back torso printing, and then for accessories he just comes with his standard brown wand. He does come with a Chocolate Frog as well for this day, and then he comes with the second Chocolate Frog card, which is supposed to be Joconda Sykes. I have no idea who that is in terms of the Wizarding world, but apparently it's famous enough to get a Chocolate Frog card, so that does it for day number 18. And then day number 19 is I think supposed to be the passage into platform 9 3/4. It's a fairly simple build. You do get some nice snot techniques just to make this pillar look the way it does. It's fairly simple, but it is effective. And then you get this nice 2x6 tile printed with the 9 3/4 logo, which is really nice. And that does it for day number 20. We get Hermione, and she's also in that sorting robes outfit that we got with Ron. Same exact torso. It's very nicely printed and very nicely detailed. Same back torso printing as there. She does come with her wand piece, which is in tan, pretty standard for Hermione. And also she does come with the same hair piece and head that she came with since the start of the relaunch of Harry Potter. So that does it for looking at day number 20. For day 21, we got this nice little build for a table at the Great Hall. I'm assuming for the welcoming feast and the sorting ceremony, but pretty much standard table build that we've seen in countless advent calendars. That's pretty standard here. Nothing really special about it. What is great about this build is the food we get on top of it. We get a plain colored baguette. Those are kind of rare nowadays. They like to use that medium nougat one more. You do get pumpkin, which that piece is really uncommon. Doesn't really appear that much in cheap sets in that orange color. And then you just got a platter thing with cherries, and that build for the platter is kind of little ingenious. It's one of those stamp pieces with dish turned upside down, so pretty simple expected build that we've seen countless times before, but again, the highlight is all the food stuff we get on top of the table. Day 22, we get our last figure for this advent calendar. It is Draco Malfoy, and he's also in that sorting robes attire. So you get that outfit 3 separate times in this set, which is good because that is a good useful torso for mocks and whatnot. He does come with a wand piece. It's his standard dark brown color, and then his head and hair is just the same we've been seeing since 2018 with the relaunch. Once again, just depicting Tom Felton as a child. And there's his alternate expression, but again, nothing new there. That hairpiece is really nice to get in that color, and it comes exclusively with him. So day 23 brings us this nice little Christmas tree build. Of course, for Christmas here. It's very simple, and it's done very nicely. They did use a nice little technique they've used on a few advent calendar tree builds over the years, but it does work really nicely. They use the star pieces for ornaments as well as the top there. Yeah, nice, really simple build, really effective, and does get the job done. So that does it for this day. Day 24, happy Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas and all that. For today, we get the spinning top for the board game element that's included with his advent calendar. It's very nicely built for a brick built top. They do use some nice techniques here. It is color coded with each house color on the side there, which is really nice. The yellow one on mine is kind of poor quality, just because you can see the dark underneath there. And then you get a printed top up here. And again, just because this is poor QC, the yellow printed on the black kind of washes the yellow out a little bit. But you can see Gryffindor and Hufflepuff send you back a space or 2 spaces, and then Ravenclaw and Slytherin send you forward 3 spaces or 4 spaces. So, and for top, it does spin relatively nicely, so it does work like it's supposed to. And you can easily tell, even if it lands on its side like that, which side landed up. So let's get into that board game element. So talking about the board game aspect of this, pretty much all the set builds, they just have like certain spots on the playmat that they're supposed to go. They're actually numbered by the day, so you know exactly where to put them. The figures just go around the board if you want. Literally, there's no set thing by Lego on any place that I've been able to find of how to actually play this game. They just tell you over here on this corner how the spin top's supposed to work, which you can pretty much figure out on your own. But there's no really set rules or anything, so I think it's just you spin the top until you reenact Harry's journey to Hogwarts and the welcoming feast. So you just spin the top and see where it lands. And that got us 3, so you just move 3 spots. You keep going, and I think the interact with the builds, reenact Harry's journey to Hogwarts. So that one got 4. So 1, 2. So we can just interact with the fireplace, have all the letters shoot out, and interact with Dudley, and have the birthday cake, and replay those scenes. So the gameplay, I think, is a really interesting aspect to this for an advent calendar to have. I just don't think it was done particularly well, because they just hit the major beats of Harry's journey to Hogwarts, getting his letter, the flight of letters out of the chimney, and the birthday cake scene, and then going to the Leaky Cauldron and going through Diagon Alley and getting his bank, but then skipping out on the rest of his buying his stuff, and then going to platform 9 3/4 and meeting Ron and Hermione. You get right here, and then just going to the welcoming feast and meeting Draco. So I don't think this was done particularly well, but I do appreciate something new being done with these advent calendars, aside from just getting like little mini festive builds. So some good and bad there, but going over the extra pieces here, it's pretty a standard assortment of pieces we've come to expect for advent calendars, and specifically Harry Potter ones. You do get an extra key on the sprue that isn't used. You get a whole slew of wands that are just not used from the ones that you give the characters, and then you get an extra set on top of those for each color included in here. You do get one of those bolts pieces in dark gray. You do get a couple extra cherries, extra studs. I did get an extra grill piece in my version of the set from the cart build, so that was pretty interesting to see. I got confused a little bit there, but that does it for the extra pieces. So going over my final thoughts for the 2021 Harry Potter Advent Calendar. Some of the builds are really nicely done. Some of them are kind of just there to be there. But you do get some nice things out of them. You do get that nice print for the Leaky Cauldron signage, the Hogwarts Express one. You do get some really nice ones with the Platform 9 3/4 ticket and the birthday cake Hagrid made Harry, which are things I never thought we'd see in Lego outside of a collectible series, but it is nice there. You do have a nice range of figures just to give but there are some drawbacks to them as well. Grip hook there, well, it's nice to get him again. Outside of that second minifigure series, he does unfortunately reuse another character's torso, which is a little bit regrettable, but the other ones are pretty nice. You do get that Diagon Alley Harry in a cheaper set, which, considering he wore that for a majority of the first bit of the movie, that is an important outfit for kids and fans to get outside of a big set like that. Dudley is also good in that outfit, and then we get Draco, Ron, and Hermione in their sorting robes attire, which recording this now that we've seen the magical trunk set, that torso is kind of not exclusive to this anymore, but it is nice to get 3 of those torsos here, which helps with the build for our army builders and whatnot, and mock makers, I mean. But it is nice, and getting into that gameplay feature of the set, like I just went on about, I do appreciate them switching it up a little bit. I do wish that they actually explain the rules or something, instead of just leaving out for kids' imaginations. But maybe that's for the best, that kids can play with this however they want. They just need the tile, make up their own rules, which is really good. But there is, like I said, some good and bad to that. But all in all, wrapping this up, I give this advent calendar a 6 out of 10 with my rating system. Again, that's just due to some of these builds being kind of not as great as the others. Some of these figures are nice to get, but marred by something. Some of the builds, I forgot to mention this earlier, but that desk that Grip Hook sits at is very top heavy. It'll fall forward if he's not on it, so that's kind of more leaning towards that. And then the gameplay and the gameplay aspect, and then again, those collectible minifigure cards, they are just kind of, I don't like that they're random, but I will get into that in a later video. But they are nice, but kind of a little shocking that they just advertise that on the back of the box instead of, on the front of the box where people pay the most attention to it. So that is regrettable, but yeah, again, 6 out of 10 with my rating system. Let me know what you guys think about this advent calendar in the comments below. I always look forward to your feedback and your commentary on the set and having a discourse with you guys down there. But have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, keep building.